Man, this may be a short video because I forgot to put my video on when I first got in the car. But anyway, happy Kwanzaa, Umoja, Unity. It's the first day of Kwanzaa, 2018, into the harvest. We celebrating. Talked to somebody about LitCon yesterday, and think we're going to add debates to the menu. So if you feel like there's a subject in science fiction or comic books that you want to debate, I'm ready to challenge Kevin Ballers or Kevin Grievous on how whether we should have a black section in the comic book stores for black written comic books. Yesterday I debated a little bit on Facebook with on the subject with a couple of people on the subject of a post that had been put up about comparison. Now we know we have some real intellectual wars going on in the black community. Maybe some would say it's not intellectual, whatever. It ain't flat earthers and it ain't is water wet, but it is, within the conscious and external conscious community. I don't know what you call yourselves if you're not in the conscious community, the academic, whatever, black knowledge, who knows? We don't even have a name for it. Either way, they posted something up where it talked about what do you call it? It was a Thundercats base with the Sphinx long shot with the so you can see the arms outstretched like this, and then it had Darth Vader with his helmet compared to the face, the head of the Sphinx, and then it had one of the South American head sculptures. I forgot what their names are, and it had a Sentinels from the X-Men head, and I forgot what the line was, but it was just like, yo, isn't this interesting? Check this out. Something very basic. Man, everybody was like, oh, here these hoteps go. They talking all this yada, yada, yada. And then one brother was like, this isn't science. Where's your, you're just jumping the gun. You're doing this and doing that. And, all right, I'm not going to lie and say sometimes I do feel people read too much into certain things, but I see that a lot. I don't see it just within the black community or the conscious community. I see a lot of people reaching whenever they try to analyze something that, especially people who are not creatives, not saying creatives, but people who don't use their creative energy, whether it's drawing, whether it's painting, whether it's music, whether it's writing, whether it's acting. If you're not in the arts community, sometimes you don't know, you have a different idea of where ideas come from. Okay, so they say stuff, wild side stuff, and I'm fine with it, but I don't take a sensitivity to black people doing it. Now, on the other side, man, sometimes that stuff is dead on. You understand? Because people do copy. Things have been copied. Things have been shared. All this stuff is true, and it's not only fake true, it's historically accurate. I mean, George, I forgot his name. Dang. Y'all can look it up. But there's an African historian who wrote a book called the, oh my God, Stolen Legacy. God, why would George Jackson? Why would I forget that? That's a classic, important book. But yeah, George Jackson wrote a book called Stolen Legacy, where he parallels the Greek gods with real African people, Egyptian people, and so that's one thing. But then in the reality of things, we've seen a lot of things copied. So why do we act like if somebody said or lied, right? So why do we act like, oh my God, it's a big deal? Why are y'all so angry with white people when they do this? the guy didn't say anything. He basically saw some similarities or whatever was in the post and put it up. Now, people from there, drew all their own conclusions, but I put up that this is art. This stuff is art. Art is subjective. I put an ink block up there. I said, what do you see? I see the moon. Somebody say I see the sun. Okay, who's wrong? It's subjective. So you see what you see. And then people that lie, they're not going to say, oh, this is who I got it from. If they were going to say that, they would have said it like James Cameron. He did a whole documentary on where he got all his elements from in Avatar. Ryan Coogler, he said, this is where I got these things from in Black Panther. So if they're going to tell the truth, they're going to tell the truth. If they're hiding it, they're not going to tell you. And there's really no way to prove it other than to probably go frame by frame and check the similarities like they did with Star Wars and some of the fight scenes and their plane fight scenes. But other than that, wow, one of the things I think really probably sparks all of this is the conscious community is quick to say, they're putting this out there. The government already knows this, and they connect it to a really big conspiracy. Now, that is also speculation, which I ain't going to say is wrong. I just may not buy into it, but I ain't going to say it's wrong. Now, to say, oh, they already know about UFOs. There's black people and white people that say the same thing. So let's not put it on the conscious community. Let's not call nobody no hoteps. That's real disrespectful, especially if you're dissing something that is not capable of being dissed. It's art critique. So you can't prove them wrong. So you really just make yourself look stupid. So anyway, when you say, oh, the government knows about UFOs, that's the X-Files, right? They put a whole series of TV shows on trying to draw the parallels, okay? It's speculation. It's beautiful speculation, and it makes good science fiction. However, for people to say those things, they have to be able to really draw the connection between all of the different people that, the writers of Alien, the writers of Independence Day, all these different people to be able to say, oh, they actually do know. What I think is, yeah, they've seen pictures. They're good liars, right? A good liar like myself. I try to be good in my stories. You'll never know if I know something or not, or if something is true, or if I'm in the scheme and I'm letting you know something that everybody doesn't know. But they may see pictures on a documentary, where they got the Millennium Falcon from, where they got the spaceship shape from in Aliens. You never know if he saw a daggone documentary looking through a picture book and say, hey, that's what that would look like. Let's draw ours in our movie and make it look like that. He's not going to tell you. So it's very hard to prove those two things. And maybe it would get annoying, but it's annoying on both sides. It's annoying for people to make those things that they can't prove seem fact. And it's annoying for people to call those people hoteps when they can't prove them wrong. So you're arguing over his water is wet. You're arguing over the earth isn't flat. But if you don't know how to explain that it's not flat, that's the same argument, okay? And that's the problem that a lot of people have with the flat earthers, is half the people that was mad don't know enough about science to be able to explain it to people, and they get frustrated. It's like a child asking their parent a simple question that stumps the parent. And most of y'all are mad because y'all can't answer the flat earth question. You can't explain why the earth is round. And that's sad, but shoot, I couldn't barely explain it until I had to explain it to my kids in my class, and then I learned how to explain it. Anyway, that's the same thing that you're doing with these conspiracy theorists, conscious community, or people that you want to call hoteps. You look stupid because you can't explain it. And you may be able to explain it in academic terms, but you don't know how to explain it in layman's terms. You don't know how to do a Malcolm X. You don't know how to make it seem simple so people can answer it. You don't know how to explain it on Facebook. You're mad. So that's really all it is. So, yeah, Florida LitCon, we're going to be doing this because I know somebody's going to respond to me and say, oh, Jeff, you wrong, whatever. I'm going to be at my own convention, right? So if you want to get down, you email me, you text me, you make a video, you challenge me. We're going to hash this stuff out because I think, the Black science fiction community, we need more agitation. So let's argue about some stuff. Let's do it like academics. Let's debate. That's not fighting. That's how intellectuals grow. So let's grow together because Black Sci-Fi needs it. So yeah, June 15th, South Beach, Florida LitCon. Yo, come, get your table. Tables is $100. Hit me up. I'm selling tables probably every week. I wish I was selling them every day, but there's a limited amount of tables. Yo, peace. Happy Kwanzaa, Moja. It's all good.